Right, we're doing a bit today. I'm going to be having a look at the Transit van. I've charged that battery up now. Gary's just come around to have a look at a little lawnmower. Let's get that battery on charge that's been on charge. So, I might need your hand in a minute.
Let's go then.
Come on in. Right, so I don't think it's got a full charge at all. I don't think it's holding the charge, but we'll try and see what we've got. I've connected it back up. Here's the keys. In fact, let's open that up here. Front here, just in case we need to get in here. Like that. Right, let's have a go at this. I did give the starter motor a tap. The starter motor's down there. Go on and try it again. Yeah, it is from down there, and I thought it sounded like from the back of the blinking engine. It does indicate then that possibly we got a bad connection somewhere. I don't think that battery's got a full charge, to be honest with you. And as you know, being a diesel, it's got to have a pretty decent current for starting up with. So I'm going to get the jump leads out again. Now we've got some sort of charge in that battery. I'm going to try it again now with the jump leads. Right, I'll just clean the terminals up on the engine hanging bracket. The engine eye lifting the hook high for the earth. So just get that sand down with some wet and dry paper. Let's try this. Go on in. No, it's not having it. I'm going to try and give the starter motor a bit of a tap underneath. It is the starter motor solenoid, so that's probably stuck. So see if I can give it a bit more tap, and I'll see you in a second. Right, I've tried clicking the solenoid, hitting the solenoid and the starter motor. It don't want to know at the end of the day. If you put your hand on the solenoid, you can feel it physically clicking. So it looks like I'm going to have to take the starter motor off. The terminals are tight on it, so it's not a problem there. And that's just one of those things. There's no reason why it shouldn't be turning now. We've got enough juice there with the Vauxhall Vectra, and maybe a bit of jump starting juice in the other battery. So we're going to take the starter motor off. Right, so technically speaking, it could be the starter motor, it could be the solenoid stuck, I'm not too sure. We just tried rocking the car, or the van rather, in gear to try and move the starter motor in case it was a sticky starter motor. That didn't do no good. I just want to check a few voltages around first of all to make sure we haven't got corrosion on certain terminals and we are getting the exact voltage we need to turn this thing over. So I'm just going to put this on DC volts. Right, so I'm on the 20 volt scale. So first of all, let's just have a little look between here and chassis. Is that on the 20 volt? Yeah, that's AC, that is DC. Let's go on the good known voltage first of all. So coming over here, on our good known voltage, positive and negative. There we go, we've got 12.52 at the battery on standstill. So let's go over to our jump point here, what we was jumping off of, and that is the engine lifting bar negative, and onto our jump terminal. Now look at that, look, we've only got 0.07 volts. So something's not connecting well. Let's just check our jump leads. Let's make sure that our jump leads are providing the voltage which they're connected to. So if we go onto the jump lead there, negative, and the positive there. Right, so we know we got it at the jump leads, okay? So between this terminal and the engine, yeah, we've got it there now, look. So if we want to make sure that we've got a good termination on there, And if I go on there again, yeah, so we've got a good termination there now. So while that's definitely got a good termination now, let me just try and start it. Right. So I'm just going to go underneath and check the starter motor and find out whether we've got the right connections at the starter motor. Right. Just taking the starter motor out, it's a pain in the backside. I'll show you for white. Oh, not too big one actually, it's only a little one. And you can see it's all blinking rusty in there, look. So we'll give it a test in a second, but what you've got on this model anyway, you've got, that's the way it fits in onto the engine. So you've got a bolt at the bottom, which is a 13mm. Above it, which is the awkward one to get to, is also you've got a 13mm. You have to undo them two and pull the studs out. There's an earth bolted on the bottom of that one, for example. On this side, you've got a 10mm. You've got a 13mm bolt, that's the big red cable, and then you've got this little one which is a 10mm, which is your signal cable, which comes from obviously your ignition switch. But you have a plastic shroud, and you've got to take them two bolts off before you can pull that plastic shroud off. So now we've got it, let's put it over here and connect it up to our jump leads. Now we know we've got a good battery here. Right, so we go onto the negative, onto the positive, and negative we're going to connect to the body of it. I'm hoping that's going to be a good enough one there. And our positive, which is now this one, we want to put that onto our big terminal where our battery would connect to, like that. That goes onto there. Now we want to put a little link between these two. So if I get a screwdriver, oh, could have just splashed it down like that. And what we're looking for is a, there we go. That's working fine. So we've got a problem with a connection problem between the starter motor, maybe the starter motor earth, and our power supply, and it's a matter of tracking back to find out. We know now, as you can see there, nothing wrong with that starter motor at all. That's the only really way to test it, just take it out and put it across a decent known source, and that's what we've just done there. So we should be getting that, so we know now we've got a connection issue. So what I'm going to do now, I did notice that the starter cables were actually corroded, so I'm going to clean everything up now with emery paper and grease them up and all that, all the way through, and hopefully we can sort this problem out now. So I'm going to start off with this end, then we'll try it again, then we'll take it to the next stage. So this is where the problem may have still lied, in the connections here, because they did look very corroded. Right, so this is what you want to clean up as well. This mating face here, because your actual starter motor gets its earth through the body and through the bolts. Now look at that, for example. That bolt is one of the bolts which tightens into the engine, which gives you a good earth. So this could be causing it as well. So you want to make sure that you don't just bolt it back up, clean the outside. This mating face here, where it mates with the engine, because there's a big earth cable which fits on the other side of here and sits underneath there. And if that's not providing a good enough earth through this lot to the body of that, then you ain't going to get a good start. So make sure all this is clean as well. So that's what I've been doing here, just with some WD-40 and some emery cloth, or what's it called, wet and dry paper. Go over the whole lot, make sure where the bolts connect up, the face of that, and also clean your bolts up as well. Then we're going to put it back in. I've already done the terminals on here, which are on the starter motor there. So again, you want to make sure that that one's clean, and also the corresponding terminals inside. So that's where I'm at the moment. So I'll see you in a minute. Oh, pardon me. Starter motor is now back on. Terminals are all nice and tight, and they're clean as well. I'm just going to connect the jump leads up from there to there, and we'll try it again. Now just before we do that, I just want to make sure that we've just got a good termination on here, which is our pickup point. There, and also on this engine lifting bracket there, which again is a good place to pick up an earth. Right. Gary's just starting that one up. Where's the piece of that? Probably in it. So let's try this. If it don't work now, then I've got to trace more back. We know the starter motor's okay, basically. Well, as you saw, it didn't want to start, which means we've got another connection issue now. So now we're going to have to work our way through, but you've seen that the starter motor's okay, but now I know that the terminals are okay down that end. We've now got to find out where the poor connection is, and it's that simple, but that could be anywhere. You ain't going to believe this. The keys are locked in the transit van. And it's the keys with the electric fob on. When you go to start it, Sharon, and it don't start, for some reason the door lock's clicked. As I've just gone round to put the keys to put stuff in the car, I just swung the door shut and it's clicked. I've got to open the door. Hey? I can't open it with a... We've tried that first of all, haven't we? No! Oh. I should swear now. See you in a minute. Well, it's at times like this you'd normally give up. But if I don't do this, someone else is going to have to do it. And that's going to cost me money. So I've got to do it or leave it there, and I can't leave it there. My job is to get over problems. So the grips I need are inside, sitting in there, the little red handle ones, so I can't use them. So I've had to go, and you know the old rusty toolbox? I've dug these out, and I'm hoping that these are going to do the job. If they do the job, then I'm going to restore them. Jimmy's just turned up, look. Guess what I've done?
Transit van start?
Hey?
Made the transit van start?
No, I took the starter motor out because it ain't starting, is it? And I tried jump starting off of Mummy's car. Because you know, yesterday the keys, I couldn't operate the locks. So we've got the bonnet open because the keys goes in the front there. So we've got the bonnet open, that little red thing over there, we was able to get a jump lead on there, and that powered up my key fob because my keys don't work in the doors. So now, where's the keys now?
Up in the van.
Yes. So now I've got to break into it.
Smash a window.
I'm not going to smash a window, that's last resort. There's a way, I'm going to show you now.
Schoolboy error all over the top.
Yeah, but it was an accident, Jimmy. This has got to come off, so what I've seen. Apparently you pop this off. The little plastic shroud. That's easier said than done, isn't it? Should just pop off. Yeah, well, I don't mind that. I'd rather replace the cover than the whole thing. And these need restoring. I can't undo the nut in them because they're rusted up, which I'm going to need to. Oh God, I need another pair of grips to undo that nut. They need restoring. I need the next waist size up. Look, it's just not quite big enough. Look. Oh, let me try and knock that off again. This could be coming down to JB's Auto Body and Repair.
Touch it there.
Why?
Get it right off if it comes away.
to undo this. I'm going to go and get this undone and move it to the next hole. Right, you just come back and what have you asked me?
You got it working yet?
Have I got it working? You try and turn the key. See what happens.
Oh, they're in there.
I'm back to f***ing square one again.
Well, you're not, because the keys are in there this time.
All that hassle I put up with yesterday, trying to get in there, and we sussed that out round the back, get the jump lead. I walked past, I was putting all the tools inside to get everything organised when you went away to get your car, to get a decent battery. And as I walked past it, I just swung the door shut. Of course, it's clicked, isn't it? Because you know when you press turn the key, you hear the door locks. That was obviously in the closed position.
Oh, I can see that over there, yeah.
So I've just been online, they say if you pop the cover off of that, get a pair of grips, and then turn that thing, that opens the door. So I popped it off, the grips I wanted are in there, on the seat. So now I've got them old footprints down there, which I'm trying to repair. I've just got to undo them because I've got to make them bigger. But I've just popped the cover off, and it's different than the one online. So,
Back door's locked.
everything's locked.
Oh, is it?
Right, I've got to undo these, look, because these are, funny, ain't you? Funny how you can take a piss now, isn't it? Now these are seized up. These are that part of these set I've got to restore. They've been called into action, but I can't undo it to adjust it because they're seized solid. They need restoring. Hear the ducks laughing? You hear that? Oh, look, I can't even undo them. Look, I don't want to damage them because I've got to restore them. Unbelievable, isn't it? Normally people give up now, yeah. Look. Oh, it's turning. I should have a bit of WD-40 in there. Look, it's in there, look. Things you put up with, eh? Things you have to go through. This is the downside of doing everything yourself and not relying on anybody. You have to put up with all these sort of things. Right, okay. I hope to get these on there. Oh, God. That's about the only tool. Look at it, it's still in the bloody packet, it's so new.
It's the only tool I've got in the car.
Look, it's got Fisher Price written on the side of it.
But you bought me it.
Well, that don't work like it said on the blinking internet. Look, solid. All he shows you online, when he does it online, he gets hold of that. He said my van was broken into. He gets hold of it like that. He gives 1, 2, 2 locks, 2 turns, and that turns. That ain't turning, is it? And everyone says how easy these Mk6 are to break into. Yeah, I wish someone would break into this one. Oh, I'll probably have to break this, I would imagine. Tell you what though, you're getting a good grip with these. Shows they've never been used.
Yeah, got the tools.
So I don't know whether I'm going to drill that out or not. You know?
You ain't got a key for it, have you?
Well, no, I haven't got a key for it. That's what I mean. I can get another lock easily. I'll probably try and drill that out. Let's get a drill out here and drill this out. It's going through brass now.
Oh, is it?
That might be the tumblers. There's a bit in the middle that's fallen out. Look like a washer. Yeah? What that does, I don't know. There's another. Oh, that's the tumblers, I think. Look. That's the tumblers, isn't it? Well, if I can get them out, that's all the look, that's the tumblers coming out, look. Now, hopefully, maybe that inner side slides off or something. Oh, do you get days like this? Look, hey, everything you touch goes wrong. Look. I'm going to turn the camera off because I might need to swear. See you in a minute. Oh. Oh. Yeah, look how we've had to have Muller up the lock, look. There. There you go. That's the state of the lock. That's never going to get used again, is it? Unbelievable. Oh, right, okay. So I've got to sort that out. That's going to be another job. Oh, drilled it out. Unbelievable. Right, now what we was going to do now, after about an hour, is Gary's brought his car down because he's got a brand new battery on it. He's a known battery. I don't think Sharon's battery is all that good anyway. So we're just going to move Sharon's car on with the leads might reach for there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, should do.
Yeah, well, we're going to set this up now, get Gary's car, jump lead up to this, and we'll try and take it from there. I'll see you in a minute. Right, we're all hooked up now to a new battery on here. Still don't want to know. Right, the negative is directly onto the starter motor engine bolt that bolts it to the starter motor. See, that's locked again. The door's locked again, but lucky enough I've got the keys in my hand. I don't want keys. Hey?
It's no good.
I mean, I've got the remote. So we've got a direct negative coming from his known battery onto the back there. The only thing I want to do now is to put a positive directly onto the back of the starter motor, but we know it turns over, so that's not a problem. We know the starter motor works, so doing that ain't going to prove anything. I've now got to trace back the positive cable from the starter motor back to the battery. It should go directly there, so I'm hoping there's some sort of high resistance in joint there, because it's not enough to kick in and carry the amps it needs to turn that starter motor. Yeah, does that make sense? So that's what I'm going to look for now, and I'll see you in a minute. Right, what I actually done, I've put the negative from Gary's car onto the bolt which holds the starter motor on, which is where the earth strap is. So I've bypassed any of the earthing system, and I've connected up the earth to here, sorry, the live to there, and at the back of the starter motor, when he cranks it, or when we crank it, I've just checked the meter, we got 13.5 volts, which should be able to turn that starter or that engine over fine. The engine, if you look at the crank, that clicking is turning the crank click, 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 little bit at a time. I then thought that maybe it was hydro locked or something like that, but if you get a spanner on the end of the crankshaft, you can turn it over as easy as anything. There we've got 13.4 volts when we crank the car, and it should be starting because we've got a direct link from his battery via the extension lead onto the starter motor and up to this socket here. And from here, as you can probably see, you've got the cable that goes to the battery at the back, which is not in circuit now because I've got that disconnected, and then you've got here which goes down, straight down onto the back of the starter motor. So that's where I was measuring the voltage. So we've got the voltage there from here, and I'm not too sure at the moment without starting and reassessing things. So that's what I'm going to have to do now. I think you'll agree I deserve a cold drink and a sit down and a clean up, and then I can ponder. I've got to edit this video up as well. So yeah, we know the starter motor's fine. We know the terminations are all fine. I've cleaned all them up at the starter motor. We know that we've got 13.8 volts at the starter motor at the back of it, and we also know that they're clicking, corresponding with the clicking, the pulley wheel is click, 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 clicking round and round and round. We know we've got a good earth at the starter motor because I've bolted it directly from the jump lead onto the earth bolt onto the actual starter motor itself. So I'm going to have to think about this, and no doubt you're going to see the end result. And we've had all that hassle with the door lock as well, so these things happen in life. What I should have done was shut the bonnet up on Facebook and say someone take it away for 400 quid. That's what I should have done, but can't do that. Otherwise, it won't make good viewing, will it? That's easy. Stop. Right, so that one is the ignition. What's that one? Ignition relay. This is the glow plug relay. So if we change them over, just to... Alright, try that. See how you go with that one. Don't leave the keys in it. Don't know. I don't know. No, thought we had it then, but never mind. Something else we've tried. Right, the last thing to try is plug the diagnostic socket in. I don't hold out too much for this because there's no fault codes or anything. Automatically search. Yeah, we're doing auto search. That means it searches everything. Failed to search the subsystem. Okay. I'm just wondering, it's because we may have the battery connected in the wrong way. I don't know. It's not searching for anything, is it? Maybe connect the battery onto the correct way, jump it off the battery. See what happens then, because it might have some sort of diodes or diode stop current flowing in one direction from another, because we're back feeding it sort of thing. It might have confused it a bit. Right, okay, we'll do that. Be back in a minute. Okay. Failed to search the subsystem, okay. I don't know. Failed to communicate with it. What the f*** is that all about? Right, this is it. I guarantee you this is going to be the battery. Now, we got the jump leads from Gary's car onto our battery on the terminals, not on the actual posts, on the terminals that go out to the car. When he starts his car up running, we've got 14.6 volts. That should be enough to start the car, right? But the only thing is that the crocodile clips are only holding on via the thin little teeth onto the battery clip. And there's not enough current can flow through them little teeth to start the car up. That's my opinion. So we're going to take Gary's known good brand new battery off, put it on here, and I can guarantee this will start. So we're going to do that now. But we've got to do it quick because we're running short of battery life on the camera. So I'm going to do that now. Right, we've now got Gary's brand new battery in. I'm guaranteeing you that this will start. Ready? Yeah. Woohoo! What did I tell ya? What did I tell ya? After me checks, finally after all that, started first time on the key with a new battery. So although we got them massive jump leads, and we got 14.6 volts at the starter motor via the jump leads, only via them little teeth on there, as you can probably see, they're only just connected on them little teeth, and that's not enough to pass the current through to need to start it. So there you go. Finally done it, we got it running and it started first time. All I've got to do now is sort out that lock, and then we're back to square one where we can pull it out and start actually doing the bodywork. Happy days. See you later. Look at that. Absolutely started a treat. What do you reckon, Bison? Hey, was that alright? Sit. Was that alright, mate? Stay. Was that alright? We done well, didn't we? But we had some of that.